not just delayed reaction.
Wait, don't say
Man, there's no way you could catch it and transmit it and then show it all in the same second.
I'm gonna look at you in the camera at the same time.
Are you recording?
Are you serious?
Absolutely.
Hi, welcome to the Garden Voice YouTube channel. I'm Scott Gradoff.
I'm Brandon Barcy.
I'm Jared Trent.
I'm Ian McGuire.
The goal of this channel is to bring the outdoors to you. We're gonna show you the environment from a teenager's perspective, how you can enjoy the outdoors simultaneously while respecting the environment as well.
A little history about our group of last year we worked on a community garden, we expanded it, we built up public awareness on the garden, we grew a lot of produce, and yeah, so we have got a little bit of knowledge in environmental awareness. This is, I guess, step 2.
Alright, so tonight, on today's show, we're going to talk about ourselves individually, we're going to talk about our community garden, and we're going to take you on an adventure. Alright, hi, my name's Scott Gradoff. I'm an Eagles.
Sorry. We're going to talk about ourselves for a bit here.
But why do we...
Alright.
It's recording, Ian.
Hey,
Start over.
it's my time to
Edit that
shine,
out.
alright? It's my time.
Why do we say our names?
I need my spotlight.
If you're saying your name again...
Here we go. I'm Scott Gradoff. Alright, a little bit about me. I'm an Eagle Scout. I spent a couple weeks out in the wilderness, not simultaneously, it was divided up, but if I added all the days up. They told me not to tell you that I spent 5 days on a 50-mile canoe trip from Georgia to Florida with a bunch of guys. It was fantastic.
Changed my life.
So I've done quite a bit with scouting, and so I've had quite a bit of outside experience, and so I hope to bring that to the channel. Brandon!
Jared!
Good guy, Jared.
Okay. My name is Jared Trent. I'm a senior in high school. Not much to say. I like the outdoors. I like camping. I like pretty much any aquatic sports that there are. I enjoy canoeing. I enjoy kayaking. Yeah.
My name's Ian McGuire. I am not athletic in any way, shape, or form. I like sitting in my room. They like my shorts. I like playing guitar. We're all seniors, yeah. Corporate America. It's good.
Alright, Brandon.
We're hoping this channel can somehow seal the fate of corporate America. And
I
it's
did Boy
No,
Scouts
we're
for
not.
3
No,
months
we're
in
not.
8th grade.
Alright.
I kind of just gave up on that. I did karate for a month.
We care. Good story, buddy. Nice try,
So
champ.
I learned how to defend myself pretty well.
Is that the frog?
What was that?
Where did the frog
You
go?
didn't defend yourself.
In his shirt.
You left me hanging. I
Oh,
can't.
Cooper, stop. He's sneezing everywhere.
He's
no.
just excited.
No,
And this
that's
is
not.
Cooper. He's the show dog.
He's our mascot.
Actually, Brandon's our
He's
mascot.
more
He's the
useful.
show dog.
Our showman.
He's more useful than Brandon.
Alright, next clip is we're going to go over what a community garden is. We're going to talk about what you need to start one, what you need to get a part of one, and how you can help and change the environment by participating in one.
AudioMicro.com.
A community garden.
Okay.
Oh my god.
A community garden is a garden where members of the community come together and they run it, and they'll come and plant stuff, and whatever they grow should be donated to like local shelters or markets or something. Unfortunately, our garden last year was none of these things, which is why this year we are focusing more on environmental
Activities.
focusing on
Environmental activities.
environmental activities
Awareness.
to awareness to kind of spread like how people can enjoy the environment.
They can experience the
Yeah.
environment for themselves.
If you're interested in starting a community garden, it's relatively simple to start. You have to find a public place that will allow you, and you have to get permission to make it. You should add plots with soil, and then the biggest part is you have to raise awareness within the community by adding flyers, putting articles in newspapers, and just getting the community as a whole to even realize that it's there.
We never did one of those things.
Recently, the four of us, went on a trip to Juniper Springs and went on a 7-mile canoeing trip. This trip was not meant for beginners. They said it was an intermediate course, while 2 of the 4 of us here, not gonna mention any names, didn't really know what they were doing.
You had no idea what you were doing.
I handled myself
the
pretty well.
entire
Anyways, it was about $35 per canoe for the 2 individuals in each canoe. You have to have at least 1 person over 18 to rent the canoes for the trip. It took about 3 or 4 hours to get the 7 miles finished. One of the interesting things they have for the trip is you are not allowed to bring any plastic containers with you or any plastic water bottles. It has to be all reusable containers, so absolutely no trash is thrown into the water. It's strict rules of not getting at it at all, because they want to reduce the impact we leave on the environment of where we were canoeing through. So it's very interesting to see that.
Wish they told us that before we got there.
I did. When I gave you the plan sheet, it said on the paper, no.
Because literally everything I brought was in like
I know, but like
aluminum.
if you looked at my what to bring, it said nothing that can be thrown away.
Yeah, you can throw it anywhere.
Okay, well, nothing disposable. So it was back to what Jared was saying. It was a real cool trip because there were times when the creek was literally 6 feet wide and then 8 inches deep, and you had to navigate it. It was all S-curves and twisters and U-turns, and it was fun because
Roundabouts.
U-turns like this. And it was fun. The river had about a 2-mile-per-hour pace, and so like they told us stories about how 70-year-old women would come out and do it, and it's really simple because the pace of the river, the current, keeps you going pretty much the entire way. You don't have to paddle. But since we're all young, masculine, strong men, of course we were trying to go a lot faster
So masculine.
and failing at it. So, but you'll see that in a minute. All right.
Ready?
Yep.
Are you going?
Yep.
Hi, what's up, guys? So today we're headed out to Juniper Springs. We're going to do a 7.3-mile canoe trip down the river there. We should be there in about 5 minutes, and we'll pick up some canoes and start recording. So Ian, you want to talk about Juniper Springs?
It was formed in the 1930s by the Civilians Conservation Corps. That's all I got.
Alright. So we're in the Ocala National Forest today, and we should get some cool things out of this, so stay tuned. Alright, what's up, guys? So we're going to get the canoes right now. I'll show a more definite picture of this. Basically, can you see this? We're here. It's going to be a canoe trip up to here, and then we're going to get shuttled back. It's supposed to be a relatively difficult canoe trail. They say not to do it if you're a beginner. Half of these people are beginners. So
Which is
we'll see how
awkward
this
because we're
goes.
all beginners.
Alright, so our fearless leader, Brandon, is not a leader or fearless, but he is Brandon.
Brandon's about the only thing right in that sentence.
Left, he had to get a haircut or something, whatever it is Brandon does when he goes.
Get his nails done, something.
He had dirt in his cubicles.
Okay.
I said cubicles. I'm pretty sure. I think it's cuticles.
Dirt in his
How do you even
cubicles.
pronounce it?
Cuticles.
Cuticles.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know why I
Okay.
said cubicles.
Totally on topic, but I like it.
Alright, so back to our canoe trip. The way we divided up canoes, because like some of you may know, you typically do 2-person to a canoe, 2 people to a canoe. And you want to put the most experienced person, or if you guys are pretty much on the same equal experience level, the most heavy weighted person in the rear. So for us, Jared and I have
What are you trying to say?
more
Jared's definitely in the bag.
Jared and I have more experience than Ian and Brandon.
Ow! Why?
But
What do you say?
so we took the back of the canoes,
My arm.
and Ian rode with Jared, and
Unfortunately.
I'm
Oh,
Brandon.
yeah,
Jared
believe
sucks.
me, yeah,
Brandon rode
Ian's
with me.
On the water. Pretty great transition.
So after a stressful 1/8 of a mile move of our canoes from where we picked them up to the river, where tensions rose and tempers flared, we finally got on the water, and our first excitement through the day had to have been, well, obviously at first it was just the awe shock. Would you agree? Like, it was a cool river. It was crystal clear. You could see the bottom.
Yeah.
We were having fun videoing ourselves, and unfortunately our videos weren't that great because we didn't have a good platform for our camera. But
We did get that water fight though.
that's true.
Yeah.
But our first thing, I'd say the first kind of cool thing was, it was our first time like independently going out on like a wilderness trek together. And so we're about 3 minutes into it, and Brandon and I come up to a fork in the river, and we go left, and we wait a good 5 or 6 minutes, and we're like, where's Ian and Jared? They're not behind us anymore.
We were stuck in a tree.
We managed to
The vine,
get a
yeah.
vine along the left side of our canoe, which jammed us against a tree.
I could
and
still
then,
see the
like,
pier, and
locked
I
us
got
in
out
there.
on my hands and knees and got us out of the tree.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing.
Cold water.
And I'd say our second biggest adventure was,
The water fight?
what would you say?
Probably Brandon running into the tree full of spiders.
Yeah, or you grabbing the webs and flinging them into my face.
That didn't happen. Don't know
So-
what you're talking
I
about.
don't
Or
recall
Jared
what
not
happened.
paddling at
I don't
all.
remember
Was-
Daddy Longlegs everywhere.
We had
Very
different skill levels all around, and Ian in the front apparently for Jared
Was a great decision.
was not such a good decision because he would fling branches back into Jared's face, and I believe that's
The
what I've been
branches were
told.
covered with spiders, daddy long legs, beetles, all that kind of stuff.
For my canoe, there was at one point, I was in the back, so I was directing where we were going, and at one point I would think I was messing with the camera or my phone or something, and so I stopped paddling. I failed to realize that we were drifting askew, and Brandon kept paddling, and so he hastened our drift askew, and we went right into a bush
Full of spiders.
full of spiders, and Brandon doesn't like spiders.
Brandon doesn't do spiders very well.
It was quite an exciting time,
It was an interesting.
as you will see.
No.
Really?
I can't.
What else was there? The rapids. No, we don't really have.
Wow, yeah, the
The
rapids
5-second
that we were
rapids.
informed to be really careful with lasted about 6 seconds, and then they were done. That was interesting.
It went over a log.
Water
Over a
fights.
log,
We have
yeah.
water fights.
We
I won.
Wow, Ian
Oh,
accidentally.
definitely not. I won.
There's footage. I won.
Ian was in the front of our canoe, and while paddling, he happened to splash me on accident. I took that as I didn't know that was accidental. Maybe I did. I don't really remember, but
Jared comes back at me. I come back at him 10 times harder, and then
Somehow
a water
they
fight
hit
starts.
our
we somehow
canoe.
hit their canoe,
And then it was on.
that was,
like, it
an
was on.
interesting half hour. Really, really cold water.
What else footage did we get? Oh, the car right there. Nope, never mind.
The car ride there was interesting.
The
We
car ride was
danced.
fun.
We did not. Yeah, we did dance. That's embarrassing. We did dance.
We were embarrassing.
We found an alligator that Brandon and Scott spooked, and yeah.
So that's a really interesting
15
story.
foot.
That was my highlight. Yeah, it was like 80 feet.
15 foot,
like,
yep.
not even joking. 80 feet long,
80 feet
15
long,
feet
yeah.
wide.
I don't know, man.
And
It
was
killed
just-
Brandon. That's why he's not here. He's not getting here.
Brandon just died.
He's somewhere listening right now.
That was a spirit.
But for real, we came up around the corner and we were in front of their canoe pretty much the whole time because I'm a jerk and when I'm behind someone, I kind of stay up close. And
Yeah,
like,
yep, I noticed a
Yeah.
lot. You were a
So I
jerk.
have to. So we were in
Got
front, and we come around this corner. We see the alligator, but we drifted right past it. And Brendan and I have been wanting to see one all the time. So we go, back it up, back it up. So we back it up.
Literally like that, or
Literally like that. Like it was
Backing
crazy.
it.
And we back it up, and we see the alligator, and it's sitting right there. And all of a sudden, Jared and Ian come around. And then right as they come around, they look at it for a second. The alligator swoops into the water, but it stayed up top, so you could still see it.
wasn't it hissing at you guys?
Yeah. So
was
we're
interesting.
sitting
That
there
was
like,
terrifying.
it was
Really
hilarious.
terrifying.
But when we had a pretty good distance. We weren't harassing animals or anything. We were just looking.
Don't try
Obviously.
this. at
Was I
home.
having thoughts of throwing Ian off the canoe into the water to be killed? Maybe. Did I?
Really? Wow, that's funny.
Anyways, the alligator just starts going.
You're ugly.
Wow. Caught him good. Ooh, bird.
And then, needless to say, we're all sissies, so we got scared and we floated away.
Oh my god. Dude. Go for it.
And you
We
also
didn't really
filmed the
float,
great,
we
the blue
paddled,
hair,
like,
the blue heron flying away,
Very fast.
and then the turtle going underwater.
Oh yeah, we found a lot of turtles.
A lot
The
of
same heron like 4 times.
It was following us. It saw me. It wanted to.
Yeah, yeah.
The heron
probably
was
trying
in
to get
front
my
of us.
digits,
We were
but you
literally
know.
following it. It was trying to get away from
Like
me.
a surprise. Not first bird, try to get my number.
What
get
does
it?
that mean?
You get it?
Bird.
Bird's like a name for girl. That's
Names
like,
their kid Bird.
No, you idiot. No, like instead of saying that girl, you say, oh, that bird. Like British people say it. Obviously, we don't.
Jared's
When were
intelligent.
you in
Jared's-
That makes
Jared-
sense. That was funny.
Jared is way too intelligent for us, obviously.
Yeah.
That's not.
Why can we bash Brandon for? He's not here. Why am I getting? You know what? No, I'll take it. It's all good. What did you say?
No?
He said he'll take it.
I'll take it.
We're done. Okay. 7 minutes.